Louis Borsellino, Man Over Market, and today is the 25th of November, the day before Thanksgiving, and this is my wife's birthday. So I want to wish my wife a happy birthday. And for her birthday, she gets to cook all night and prepare for the 50 people that will be at our home for tomorrow. So we're going to have to give her something special. But she has something special, but she won't admit it because the other kids will get mad. But her favorite child, she's depressed because her baby Joey is at college practicing for football and the game this weekend. So she is. She goes. It just doesn't seem like Thanksgiving without him. So I guess all the other kids know where they stand as we speak now, Anthony. Baby Joe's the guy. All right. I tend to like Brianna a little more than everybody else. All right. All right. So, pre-market, the markets are crazy. And remember, if you're going to do something, always do it in the morning. The morning is the best time to do anything. You get up. You like the morning, Anthony?
Yeah, I like the morning.
You like the morning?
I'm a morning person.
You're a morning person? Huh?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Huh? You're frisky in the morning, Ann? All right, good. All right. Me too. I've always liked the morning, and I don't operate on much sleep. I get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a day, and I figure when you're dead, you'll get all the sleep you need, right? What do you think, Sal? Yeah, you believe that when you're dead? All right, all right, all right. So look, markets are very slow. Yesterday, 1.2 million shares. Nothing going on. Big range. Um, just pre-market, pre-holiday. I'm sick of hearing about Black Friday shopping. I'm sick of hearing about retailers. There is so much news. You know what? I think the trading game was a lot better before all these knuckleheads were on CNN and Bloomberg and CNBC and all this stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is, I guess. So let's go over kind of a shortened day. A shortened research day. There's not much going on. And, I think that with the markets closing on Friday, you might get a little burst of action this morning, but certainly will be dead the rest of the day. Got some news this morning. So let's look at what's going on in the news charts and let's share the charts. Let's see what's coming out. All right. Let's go to share screen. I think this is the one we want to share right there. Let me bring up. I guess I'm going to have to do it this way. Hold on a second with me, please. There we go. The wonders of the internet. All right. Let me bring this in. Here's our research, our morning news coming in here. So, durable goods orders at 7:30 was out. Jobless claims was out. Personal income is out. FHFA housing price index at 8 a.m. That's out. 8:45 PMI service flash. 8:45 Bloomberg Consumer Comfort Index. 9 a.m. new home sales and consumer sentiment. EIA petroleum status report at 9:30 Central Time. Okay, and you got an EIA natural gas report at 11 a.m. All right. So all that stuff's coming out today. I don't think that it's going to make much difference on the markets. All right. So, over the years, I used to go in and trade these things in the morning. Sometimes you get some good trade, and because a lot of guys are gone, a lot of people were gone, and traders take a long holiday, especially go home to visit family, and the markets tend to be slow. When you look at overnight action, okay, we got a low here of 2082 and a quarter. We got a high here a 2092 half, sort of evenly distributed profile. I think that the market is getting, it's just very slow. We got, remember we got to take out the high. Here's an unfinished top at 2094 half. And as we keep going up, we got unfinished at 98, 97, 75, 99. Okay. And then this whole group up in here between 2102 and a half up to 2105 half. And then there's another group above that. I don't think we have an opportunity to get there. I think we will have an opportunity to test that 94.75 where we stalled on Friday, I believe. Yes, if I look at that, that's probably Friday. There it is. That's got to be Friday's high, the 20th, right there, 94 half. And I was that day, as you remember, I was looking for this 97 half. So on the downside, okay, we've got right here, we've got some single prints from 2080 down to 2078.75. Okay. All right. And then we've got here, that is not supposed to be there. I opened up the wrong chart, but that's okay. But here's the single prints down in here from 2080 to 2078.75. Okay. And then down below, all right, we've got an unfinished bottom here. You know what? Let me get the right chart. I've done several of these. There we go. Let me open this one. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry. All right. There's the Globex low. All right. Here's the single prints from 2080 down to 78 half. Got a naked VPOC here. All right. Let me go across here. It's got a naked VPOC right here at 77 half. All right. We got unfinished at 67. Unfinished at 65 half. And then we've got some single prints from 57.75 down to 55 half. And then there's more action down to 41. All right, we got 42.75 down to 40, and then 38 to 37. So, when you look at that, this is basically the range we've been in. So it's not surprising to see that we have loose structure on both ends, okay? Loose structure on both ends, and we're going into the holiday. So I would look for a little burst of action this morning. We looked at it this way. We're looking at bull bear zone up here at 2095, value area high at 2975, VPOC at 2080, value area low at 2775. We have the 5-minute pivot sitting right here at 2087. It's in a buy. I've got the Russell mixed already. It's in a sell with its 5-minute pivot 1190.40. We've got the Dow 17,795 in a buy, 17,795. And then I've got the NASDAQ in a buy at 46.71 and a quarter, 46.71 and a quarter. So I'm going to basically take the morning off and just let the market, decide what it wants to do and not get caught in a holiday trade. Okay. Not get caught in a holiday trade. That's the worst thing to do. You put a position on and then you get stuck the whole day. If it goes against you, hoping that it goes in, and then you end up adding to it and it gets stupid. All right. So be careful. All right. Gold. Gold is trading below value. Okay. We got a bull bear zone way up here at the 1079.20. I thought we had a little dead cat short covering bounce the last couple of days. And gold sitting in a little bit of a range, but I think ultimately looking for that interest rate hike to take it down to 7 to $1,000. That's where I think it's going to go if to get the hike. Oil, also another short covering rally from $40 up to 43 yesterday. So we're trading below value back at $42, around $42.30. Value right high at $43.22, $42.65. Bull bear zone will be $42.87. $42.87 for oil. And then the bonds. Value area high, 55.13. Now, yesterday, I wrongly reported to you that, the bonds had rallied. You got to remember the bonds rolled also, and that because of the roll, we're getting premium associated with the roll, right? So the bonds are the new contract. The front month now is value area high at 55.13, point of control of 54.31, bull bear zone at 54.31, which we are trading above, and the value area low of 154.27. So that gives you that. So all I can tell you is that my experience. Any questions over there, Anthony? Any comments? Any questions? So all I can tell you is that my experience tells you, yeah, I want everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving, and you stand back and you really think about all the blessings you got in life. I know I do. I got incredible family, incredible kids, grandkids, great nephew, all my favorite nephew. Thank God they don't let the rest of your brothers don't listen to this, right? But at the end of the day, that's what you got in your life: your family, your friends, and sometimes it's about making money, but all the time it's about being close with your family, right? So I don't know. Maybe what time is it? 8:12. Maybe I could tell a little pit story. One of my favorite topics. So I can tell you about the time that I was going to Russia, okay, and it was back in 1990, and at the time I was doing business with we had a brokerage operations on the floor of the exchange. It was called International Futures and Options, and we had about 40 brokers who worked in our group. And what we did was we executed the orders on the floor of the exchange. And I had made a contact through a gentleman that was kind of working with me to develop some artificial intelligence for trading, which didn't last long because this is back in the 90s. And, so he was standing next to me in the pit. And every time I made a trade, he would say, "Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?" That didn't last long. I just kind of grabbed him, took my pencil, stuck it in his neck, and said, "You got to get out of the pit." And so that didn't last long. So, but Otto, which was his name, was from Hungary, and his father-in-law to be also lived in Hungary, and he was an arms dealer, a legit arms dealer. That's what he did. He represented Russia in selling arms. So, and at the time, communism is, we've got the wall. There's communist countries, and Budapest was like the Switzerland for the Eastern Bloc countries. So Otto's was from Hungary. His father-in-law was from Hungary, and through that relationship, I got an introduction to the Russian trading arms that traded all their grain and all the commodities that grain, wheat, cattle, whatever they were involved in. So we had made an arrangement to go to New York. We met these gentlemen. No one could speak English, but Otto was interpreting. And so they set a trip for me to go to Moscow, and I had to get a visa. And when you had to get a visa, it took about 90 days to get a visa, maybe about 60 days. So we worked this whole process out. And the night that we left Chicago, and there was three of us. Actually, Otto was there. I left with another associate of mine, and we flew from Chicago to New York. And when we got to New York, all right, and this was the night of the Persian Gulf War as it broke out. There was the tensions, leading up to the war. And I looked at the pilot when I got on the plane in New York, and I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "No, we just started bombing them." Well, I picked up my bag, and I turned around to go back to Chicago, and I sent my colleague on to Russia. And the guy goes, "No, you're going to be okay. And you're going nowhere near the problem." I said, "No, I'm going to go back to work because the market can be crazy." And so I decided not to go on the trip, that I could, reschedule. You're really not supposed to do that with the Russians. You're supposed to show up when you tell them you're coming, especially when they got you a visa. So long story short, I went back to work. I made, a significant amount of money. And then we had to reschedule the meeting. And so instead of getting another visa, they said we would reschedule the meeting in Budapest. So I was able to get a short visa to go to Budapest. And so you got to remember, at the time, we were all partners in this business. Maury Kravitz, Jack Sander, Jimmy Kalanis. We had a group of brokers that were all part of this business. And so I told them, I'm going to Budapest, and I'm going to meet the people that are in charge of trading, and I'm going to get all this account in business for us. So when I get there, I was actually staying at the Hilton in Budapest, and I was supposed to go that following morning. Otto picked me up, and we were going to the old Drexel Burnham office. Drexel Burnham, if you guys remember Michael Milliken and Drexel. So we were going to their office, and that's where the Budapest Commodity Exchange was housed, or was located. So when we get there, we're in a room virtually maybe 30 by 20 with blackboards, a couple of chairs, not even a light fixture. There are light bulbs sticking out of the ceiling, and two or three people up there were writing prices on a chalkboard. And we walked in, and there was a table and 6 chairs at the table, like a folding table, 3 on each side. So when I left, when we came in, they left, and then 2 Russian gentlemen came in, and they sat down, and Otto was talking to them in Russian. And this goes on for about 10 minutes. And finally I look at him and say, "Look, if somebody doesn't start speaking English around here, I'm going to leave, because I don't even really know what's going on." So, Otto looks, he goes, "No, they don't speak English." I go, "Otto, I'm not staying around here. I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going to go sightseeing, and I'll go back. This was a wasted meeting." So one of the Russian gentlemen breaks out into the broken English and starts telling me that they have a new plan. They don't want me to trade commodities for them. They want me to trade gold. I said, "Okay. So what do you want to do?" They said, "Well, we're going to give you $100 million in gold. Okay. And we want you to go to Andorra." So for you people who don't know where Andorra is a country in between France and Spain. It's about the size of a postage stamp, but it's half 6 months out of the year France rules it. The other 6 months out of the year Spain rules it. And then there's a prime minister of Andorra, and basically it's a tax haven. That's where all the Russian smugglers put their money, and anybody who's they were in the illegal cigarette business, the booze, whatever. It was like their haven. So this is how I first found out about Andorra. So they wanted me to go there and opening up a trading account, and they're going to give me $100 million in gold. I would take the gold, put it into dollars, and then open up this account. And there was going to be one account in the Russian government's name, and another account in my name, or a company that I would set up with my name and the 2 Russian gentlemen. And then they told me they wanted me to lose at least $50 million of the money from the Russian account to our trading account. and that I would make 20% of the profits. So once again, I'm looking at these guys like, why did I waste my time and money to come over to Budapest and Hungary? So I said, okay, I get it. So you want me to lose money? I can do that. I can lose money from one account to another. That's simple. So let me ask you a question. Why am I doing this? So these guys looked at me, and you got to remember now, this is Persian Gulf, 1990. And they look at me and go, well, because communism is going to fall in Russia. Now, Gorbachev's president. I'm a kid who's, 58 years old. I was brought up in the Cold War. There was no way. I thought that Russia and government and communism was going to fall without a shot being fired, right? So I started laughing, and basically they said, no, we're serious. And so basically this was their exit plan. This was their exit plan, and I was going to be part of the exit plan to get them out of Russia. So they were, they worked for the government, and they knew that it was going to fall, so they were going to get a little money and pack it alongside. So I said, okay, well, you guys let me know when you're ready for me to move. And, I go back to the hotel. I look at Otto. He goes, these guys are serious. His father-in-law comes. He's an arms dealer. And I go, okay, well, just let me know what we got to do. And he goes, I go, so how do you want to structure this? And they go, well, you're on a need to know basis. I go, okay. And so on the way back, I'm thinking, what if I do this? What if I make 10 million bucks on this deal? And the Russian KGB comes after me. So, fortunately, the need to know basis never happened. But I learned about Andorra. I got back to Chicago, and now I got to sit down with my partners. Who one of us is the chairman of the exchange at the time, and say, "Oh yeah, communism's falling without a shot being filed. And by the way, they want me to steal $50 million from the Russian government." And that story didn't go very well. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. They threw their trading cards at me and told me, you wasted our time and money by going to Russia. I go, listen, at least I saw Budapest, right? So that's the end of the story. So that's one of the many things that happened to me over my trading career. So that's my communism is falling story. So, all right, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Remember, don't drink and drive. Have a fun time. Enjoy your family. It's awesome. All my nephews are back from college. This is a great time around our house. So everybody, thanks for following us, and we will talk to you on Friday. We will, I think, what do you want to do, Anthony? Work Friday?
It's up to you.
Huh?
Early close, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll do just a morning meeting, and that'll be it. We won't be tweeting on Friday. So everybody, have a good day. Good Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much.